PDF reader.
All right, is everyone ready? Does everyone have this open?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Emily, are you joining?
Here.
Up to you guys.
Yeah,
Emily, you should, because your character, the character you'd be playing interacts with Mara.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Makes life a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So Emily, you will be Stonk.
That's in real life.
I tried to differentiate stink and stonk by putting exclamation points after Stink's name, so it's a little.
Any exclamation points?
Stink is the 5-star poll version of stonk. All right. So yeah, this is not a canonical episode of Epithet Erased.
Oh.
But the characters will act in the way they would act in these circumstances, and I have grabbed some ideas from a hypothetical season 2 or the future books and put them in here. So it's kind of a tasting board. All right, so interior, Blind Deaf Toy Emporium, day. Oh, this episode is called Two-Loween, by the way. Lights up on the Blind Deaf Toy Emporium. We see Molly sitting at a tiny plastic table on top of one of those top-down street map rugs. You know the ones. She is sorting a pile of mail into smaller sub-piles and mumbles to herself.
Bill, junk, Bill. Huh? What's this?
She picks a blood-red envelope out from the pile. It has been sealed with wax. Molly cuts open the envelope. Inside is a ridiculous-looking jet-black letter. The words scream out at her in bright firefly yellow glow-in-the-dark ink. The letter has spider decorations and glitter all over it. The glitter falls onto the carpet, ruining it forever. Molly looks over the letter, and we hear Giovanni's voice narrate.
Greetings, ghouls and ghosts. To all those receiving this hallowed invitation, you are cordially invited to an exclusive party for only the coolest of dudes. The most spooktacular extravaganza of the season.
Molly looks up from the letter.
Halloween was yesterday.
Halloween was yesterday, you may say. Well, think again, mortal. This is no mere Halloween party. Everyone expects Halloween on October 31st, but true terror comes when people least expect it, when they think that the danger has passed, which is the scariest time to host a surprise party is on November 1st. You are hereby invited to Two-Loween. The party will be held tonight at 8 p.m. in an old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Costumes are mandatory. Also, please bring a snack or refreshment to share. No peanuts or peanut products. Some of our ghoulish guests have spooky allergies. Ooh. In the spirit of Two-Loween, you are allowed to bring 2 guests. So long as they are also cool dudes. See you there. Signed, your mysterious host.
Oh, it's from Boss. That was nice of him. I never get invited places. Plus, I didn't get to trick or treat this year because I was working. I wonder who I should invite to my as my +2. Trixie's one, but Feeney's had to leave town for the season since she's scared of Halloween decorations.
Molly takes out her phone, opens the group text, and begins to text Trixie. She begins to text Sylvie, but then stops.
Oh, right. I can't text him. He doesn't like having old people judge him for being on his phone all the time like other kids, so he bought a landline.
Molly calls Sylvie. The screen splits and Sylvie appears on one side. He is sipping tea at a coffee table and picks up a rotary phone.
Hello, you've reached the office of Dr. Sylvester Ashling. How may I help you?
Hi, Sylvie?
Oh, Margaret! It's been too long!
Huh? No, it's Molly.
I know, Sorry, I was trying to be formal as a joke. Isn't Molly short for Margaret?
I wish.
Well, what is it short for?
It's... Oh, boy. My full name is Molly Wad... My full name... Sorry. My full name is Molly Wally Doodle all the way Blind Deaf.
Are you joking?
It's on my birth certificate. My dad wanted his kids to have unique names that no one else had, so my mom picked our nicknames and our dad extended them out to our full ones. My sister's full name is Laura Linebacker Blindeck.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. So, why are you calling? Sounds like you could use those therapy sessions I offered.
No, things always sound like that. I'm still poor.
I told you I'd do it for free.
I'm also still haunted by the guilt I feel the thought of imposing on my friends. And that haunting keeps going even after Halloween. I called because Giovanni's having a party.
Oh, a Halloween party?
Kind of. I didn't go trick-or-treating, so...
Oh, me neither. Trick-or-treating is for little kids, right?
Well...
I mean, who wants to go run around squabbling for candy? I stayed at home doing adult things like watching the news and eating raisins. Besides, I'm far too busy for Halloween. I have a lot of clients lined up.
Sylvie tenderly runs his hands along the pages of a day planner. All of them are blank.
Oh, that's a shame. I had a +1 to the party and I wanted to invite you.
I can come.
Huh? I thought you said you were busy.
I mean, who knows what that Giovanni guy's really up to, right? He's a criminal. And throwing a party the day after Halloween? That's pretty suspicious.
It's a Two-Loween party, actually.
Yeah, that's totally different. I could go to that. Also, what?
Okay, great. We also need costumes and snacks, though. And I don't have any.
Oh, I don't either. I could drive you to the store.
You can drive?
I'm 15. I have a learner's permit.
Do you have enough hours to legally be able to drive a passenger yet?
I have a bus pass.
Oh, me too. Okay, what store?
The graveyard shift has a pretty good selection of costumes, and they're not very expensive.
I thought you didn't do Halloween. Why do you know about a costume store?
It's for therapy stuff. I don't dress up my sheep in baby-sized costumes and then play D&D with them. You do that. You're breaking up.
I thought you were on a landline.
It's a mobile landline. I invented it. I attach it to my belt and rock around with the extension cords in my pants.
What?
Okay, bye.
Sylvie hangs up. He then begins to awkwardly place the rotary phone onto a clip on his belt. It is heavy and looks extremely awkward. Sylvie's half of the screen blacks out. Molly looks at her phone. Trixie has responded to her text. Her icon is a little crow. Molly's is a little bear. Phoenica, offline, is a sheep.
Hey, are you around?
Yes, sirree, Bob.
I got invited to a party by that boss guy I was telling you about from the museum. Do you want to come? It's at a haunted house. I got invited to a party by that boss guy I was telling you about from the museum. Do you want to come? It's at a haunted house?
What? Isn't he old? Is that okay? Is the house actually haunted, or did you just say that to get people to go, lol? Okay, I will go. How we get?
We bussin'. Don't worry, I have a chaperone. It's that sheep doctor I was telling you about.
Feeney's out of town, though.
No, this is the sheep guy I met at the museum.
Oh, Feeney's future husband. Okay. I will come and evaluate him for husband material.
You will say no. Oh, we are going to the costume store. Do you need a costume?
Can I just lie and say I'm dead inside? I only got like $12. Shrug emoji.
Me too. Laughing, crying emoji. Actual crying emoji. We'll work something out.
Oh, I got it. We can be two halves of the same worm, split apart and just wiggle.
Phoenica is typing.
Big city Beanica, you better bring us back a souvenir. Souvenir? Typos. Stuff.
I don't think she's going outside. She's too scared of the Halloween decorations.
Okay, so that's a lie, right? Like, she's a spy or something, I bet. Important rich people schemes.
Yes, I will buy you gifts. Oh, so rude, I am right here! Pure, puffy, fast, custom sheep emoji. Puffy face is what I meant.
Right here, spying. The spy is right here. Get her!
I'm calling the police.
Phoenica is typing. 30 seconds pass.
There is no answer. I killed the cops.
No!
Okay, we are coming to pick you up.
Oh! Now! Let me get my stuff in case this boss, Honcho Handman, is telling the truth about the house.
Cut to interior graveyard shift costume store evening. Inside of a hokey Halloween costume store. Halloween has already passed, so the store is mostly deserted. Ramsey, Mara, and Indus stand in the costume aisle. All three of them are wearing cartoon-striped inmate outfits, like the Hamburglar. They are accompanied by Percy, who watches over them.
I must say, Ramsey, it was quite kind of you to invite these two as your additional guests to this Two-Loween party. They don't get many chances to go outside the prison.
Yeah, well, they saw me reading the invite, and they told me they'd beat me to tar out of me if I didn't make them my +2, so, you know.
That's not true. I said that Indus would beat the tar out of you.
It is a kindness. No one should have tar inside of them. It is not very tasty.
The invitation specified that the three of you will need costumes for entry. I hope you realize that this is a fine chance to show your society how much you've reformed. It will avail you nothing to pick an adulterous costume, such as...
Percy leans and picks up two nearby costumes and appraises them with scornful eyes.
Sexy mustard. Or skeleton. Really now. A skeleton moving around without the necessary muscles and ligaments? Ridiculous.
She puts the costumes down.
As your probation officer, I will set an example of an acceptable costume. Something that promotes Halloween fun, but not too much fun.
Percy looks around. She sees a lone boot on the ground.
Ah, perfect.
She picks the boot up and balances it on her head.
Percy, what are you doing?
I am the gum caught underneath someone's shoe. It is a harmless, silly costume, designed to promote unadulterated fun, unadulterated mirth, and japerment. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha. Oh no. Perhaps this is promoting too much mirth. I can hardly maintain my composure. Perhaps I shall find an alternate costume while checking in on my fourth charge. Feel free to make your selection while I'm gone.
Percy exits with the shoe still on her head. The other three begin rifling through the costumes left on the shelf. Ramsey immediately grabs a pirate costume and puts it on, complete with eye patch and shoulder parrot.
Hey, yo ho ho! Booty, good enough.
Not much of a selection. I'm so tired of stripes. I wanted to wear something pretty for once.
Oh, but Lady Mira, you are always pretty, no matter what you wear.
Shut up, Indus!
Ramsey slides in like an italicized meerkat.
Oh. Oh.
What?
Oh, I see. I see what's going on here.
I don't think you do, Cyclops.
She grabs the eye patch on his costume and covers his good eye with it.
I cover my eye all you want.
Ramsey pops his golden eye out of its socket. It rolls along his arm and he catches it in his hand so that it's looking at Mara.
I can still see you blushing.
Ew, to both your eye and your fluff.
She knocks the eye out of his hand. He juggles it in the air and nearly fails to catch it.
Well, it's not blush, really. More like purple. Hey, can I ask why you're purple? Is that cool? I do art commissions, and let me tell you, there's a whole subgenre of people who are way into purple. Usually their characters are more of the blueberry persuasion in terms of shape, but hey, I don't judge.
Stop. Stop talking. Shut up.
Mara takes his shoulder parrot and shoves it in his mouth. She looks around conspiratorially.
You commissions?
Uh-huh.
Like drawing commissions?
Oh, yeah.
How much?
She takes the parrot out of his mouth.
What? You want me to draw you some himbos?
She shoves the parrot back in his mouth and whips around to see if Indus heard that. Indus has picked up a child-sized pumpkin costume and upturned it, dropping all the contents onto the floor. He places the empty plastic wrap on his head.
Look, Lady Mira, I'm a bag!
All I asked was how much.
As he spits the parrot out.
Well, it depends what you're buying. And remember, like I said, I don't judge. You got a persona?
What?
Ramsey has already produced a sketch pad from somewhere and started drawing.
You know, persona. Like, maybe I take this big guy. I think you said he used to have a barrier epithet. Barrier. Great Barrier Reef. Bam! Making him a clownfish. Draw you some big, muscly clownfish man with no shirt on.
No! If you draw a clownfish, you get nothing.
Man, you're prickly. I'm gonna make you a little purple sea anemone because you hurt me.
Sea anemones don't have prickles. They have tentacles. You're thinking of sea urchins.
Tentacles? Well, that's gonna cost extra.
What? No! Shut up! Shut up! I am not a sea anemone. Damn it! I am an adorable Arctic fox named Gwenifer, and you will not make this up!
He shows her the drawing.
Clownfish. Oh.
She takes the drawing and holds it out, examining it from multiple angles. We see the drawing. Give me a second.
You have this? You...
So I commissioned Bo. No! No, I got a drawing. I'll post it in chat for you guys to see if Twitch wants to communicate. I'm sure this looks awesome. Dude. There you go.
That's going too fast, no!
Oh, it's so fast.
Just unpause the stream
my
for a
God.
second.
Oh my god!
It looks like a really good commission of Indus, and then you just like trace the goldfish pattern. Goldfish.
She's nestled right there in the middle.
Betwixt the pecs.
She takes the drawing and holds it out, examining it from multiple angles. We see the drawing. Indus has been rendered as a huge man with rippling muscles, but his head is a cartoony clownfish. He is cradling an extremely tiny purple sea anemone with angry eyebrows, gingerly protected between his pecs.
That's pretty good, actually.
Uh-huh.
Suddenly, Stink and Skullshirt Kid, hereafter known as Stonk, run through the aisle with armfuls of toilet paper. They smash into Mara, causing her to drop the drawing.
Insolent child noises.
Yeah!
Watch it! I'm looking at fish tits!
The camera follows Stink and Stonk as they skid into the next aisle over.
This holiday, shop early for our best prices with new deals every week. Like $50 off a Harbinger portable sound system. Or save $170 on a Williams digital console piano. This holiday, make music with Guitar Center.
The camera follows Stink and Stonk as they skid into the next aisle over, giggling. In the next aisle, we see Molly and Trixie shopping for costumes. Sylvia's presumably somewhere elsewhere in the store. The Stink duology scramble up to them.
Hey, look! It's chocolate and strawberry.
Stink. Stunk. You going TPing?
As if!
Yeah, nobody TPs on November 1st. Today is Prime Cocooning Day.
Prime, what?
Wow, she doesn't even know what cocooning is!
Wow, poggers.
Dude, you can't just say poggers whenever you feel like it. Words mean things.
Words are a malleable tool of language used to convey complex thought, and I will mally them as I see fit.
Okay, I'm not having this debate with you again.
Mally-oop!
Shut up, Butt Munch 1 and 2. She doesn't speak Goblin. Concluding is like, okay, so you go to a house that's already been TP'd, and then you disguise yourself by wrapping yourself up in toilet paper, and then when the person inside the house comes out to clean the toilet paper, you sneak past them and steal any leftover candy they still have.
That sounds like a crime.
Yeah, mad candy.
Poggers.
There you go.
What are you cootie snoots looking at over here anyways? Objects? Ha! Got 'em!
Not that it has anything to do with you wet band-aids, but we're looking for costumes for a party. We've only got like $20, so we have to look in the bargain bin.
Hang on. I have an idea. You guys do pranks and stuff, right?
Maybe. What are we talking, like shenanigans?
Hijinks?
Goofs?
Gaffs?
We dabble.
We dab.
They dab.
Stop.
Well, if you like pranking people, maybe I can interest you in this.
She reaches into her backpack and pulls out an empty jar.
What is that, a jar?
Nope. It's what's in the jar.
What is it? A fart? A fart in a jar? A jart? Classic gaff, bro, but my name is literally Stink. I'm a human jart. I'm gonna pass on that gaff.
Nuh-uh. It's cooties.
Stink and Stonk look at the jar, then at each other.
I don't see anything.
That's because cooties are invisible. Only girls can see them. But once you get them on you, they never come off.
Nuh-uh. You're making stuff up.
Wanna see?
Molly takes a step forward and moves to open the jar. Stink and Stonk take a step back reflexively.
Man, my sister always joked about cooties before, but I've never been able to catch any.
Think of all the highs we could jink with an entire jar of them. How much?
$20.
I don't know.
If you buy them right now, I'll throw in a jar of my cooties too. Just $10 extra.
Nice try. You're non-binary. Only girls have cooties.
Yeah, what do you think we are, stupid?
I'm a girl sometimes.
Trixie doesn't just have cooties. She uses multiple pronouns, so she's got them, they cooties too. Thooties.
Thooties.
Thooties are rarer than cooties, though. They're like $100 rare. We can't just give them away like that.
Are thooties more powerful than cooties?
Way more powerful. They're also known as non-binary cooties. NB cooties. Booties, for short.
I want the booties!
Yeah, how much?
I don't know. Trixie, what do you think?
$20 for booties.
I was thinking 50, but I can name higher numbers if they take too long to say yes.
Okay, here. I think we got $50 altogether.
Stink and Stonk huddle and combine their allowances.
This is only $42. Can we give you the rest at school on Monday?
That's fine. Pleasure doing business with you.
Stink and Stonk exit.
Laughing.
It ate you. Can we get that again?
I'm gonna throw up from laughing.
Sylvie enters. He's wearing a bizarrely shaped chunk of foam, like a scrungled puzzle piece over his torso, as though it is a sandwich board sign.
I got my costume.
Trixie falls over.
What are you?
I'm the scariest thing I could think of. The Electoral College. I wasn't sure how to represent it visually, so I cut out some foam in the shape of a gerrymandered voting district.
The electoral... Oh, we learned about that in history class. That's weird, that old voting system we used to have that didn't work, right?
Yeah, it skewed elections based on land size instead of actual voters.
Wow, that does sound scary. I'm glad we got rid of it.
Me too.
Sylvie and Molly stare at the camera for 5 seconds. Cut to interior front of the store.
By Brendan Glaber.
Shut up. Interior front of the store. Ramsey and his group walked up to the cashier and put a small stack of costumes and candy in front of the register.
Miss Police Officer, I have a request.
What is your request, Mr. Tarbella?
Next time we are shopping for costumes, could we please stop by the Pretty Lady store? Lady Mara wishes to buy pretty lady items to accentuate her beauty, but the only thing we could find here was this wand of sparkles.
He holds up a glittery sparkle wand that could hypothetically be used by a pretty lady.
Well, you are a model prisoner, Indus. I will take note of this. Next time, we shall visit the Pretty Lady store.
You two are cuties.
For anything in my ear in that voice again, and I'll rip your nose off.
Yeah, all right. Hey, buddy, you good to go?
Ramsey puts a stack of costumes on the conveyor belt. The cashier turns around, and it turns out to be Arnold. His mouth is smiling, but his eyes are not.
Hello, valued customer. I am legally required to greet you with a smile and ask you how your day is going.
Whoa, coupon guy. Aren't you supposed to be in jail?
We have him working retail as part of his rehabilitation.
Yeah, that's basically the same thing.
It's true. Oh, Lord, it's true. Being on the side of the conveyor is torture. Seeing all these pedestrian fools make purchases without the slightest consideration for their wallet. Not one coupon. And what's worse, when I hand them their receipts with the savings at the bottom, they don't even look. They just toss them away right into the bin.
There are coupons on the bottoms up store receipts?
Oh, I hate customers. I hate them so much.
Sylvie peeks his head out from the next aisle.
Hey, cashier! This self-checkout's broke. It won't let me buy this giant bag of Halloween raisins.
I am a convicted man, but that guy is allowed to walk around free.
Cut to exterior outside the party house night. The outside of a spooky Two-Loween party. We see a spooky house in the middle of the woods. Lights are bopping and the house is hopping. I wrote this at 3 a.m. Percy's police cruiser pulls up first. Percy, Ramsey, Indus, and Mara exit the car. Mara is dressed as a fairy. Indus is wearing a Finding Nemo outfit that is much too small for him. He has somehow lost his shirt. Percy still has a boot on her head. The group approaches the door. Darkstar is standing outside with a guest list. He is dressed as Giovanni. As are all the other bonsai blasters inside the party.
Ramsey Murdoch?
Let's see here. Yep. Which one of you are the +2?
That would be us.
Whoa, hold on. No nudity allowed in this party. Sorry, sexy Nemo. You'll either have to stay outside or put on a shirt.
Well, he's not putting on a shirt.
I am allergic to all fabrics.
Well, then he has to stay out here. Sorry.
You know, you remind me an awful lot of someone I once beat into submission and left unconscious on the cold museum floor.
Point taken. Go inside, sexy Nemo and mean Dory.
The three inmates enter. Percy steps forward.
Hold on, ma'am. You're not on the list.
I'm their parole officer. I am legally obligated to follow those 3.
Laws, huh? I don't know. Let me get my manager. Hey, boss!
Giovanni enters from inside carrying a candy apple. He is dressed as all of his boys and has a crudely drawn mask. Carrying a candy apple. He is dressed as all of his boys and has a crudely drawn mask of each of their faces wrapped around his neck. He occasionally switches them as he walks around the party.
What's going on here?
This lady says she's obligated to go in with that last group of guests.
Whoa! A police officer! Now that's a scary costume. I'd say that's scary enough to bypass a rule or two.
You are mistaken. I am dressed as the filth that accumulates under one's boot if not properly cleaned for an extended period of time.
Same difference. Go in.
Percy is confused, but goes inside anyway. Sylvie's group pulls up next. Molly and Trixie get out. Trixie is dressed as a neon Skellebones. Molly is wearing a second bear costume on top of her bear hoodie. She skips over to Giovanni. They hug.
Bear Trap! You made it! Oh, how's my #1 minion doing?
A tear forms in Darkstar's eye.
You're what?
I'm great, boss. Oh, this is my best friend, Trixie.
Trixie and Giovanni look at each other. There is a shock of recognition on their faces, then understanding, followed by identical, unreadable neutral expressions.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you two know each other?
Well, if it isn't Giovanni Potage, the disaster of ceremonies.
Yeah, well, joke's on you. That title is actually awesome, and I am going to steal it for non-ironic future use. What are you doing here, String Bean? I thought Genus Dorcas Malorcas was allergic to awesome parties. Unless you came here for a lethal dose in order to turn yourself into a ghost. In which case, respect.
If you must know, I happen to be the +1 of 1 Molly Wally Doodle All Day Blind Death.
Literally who? Oh, no, wait, Bear Trap. Did you actually invite this clown?
You said I could bring 2 friends.
No, look at the invitation. I said you could bring 2 cool friends.
Oh, it does say that. He's got you there.
I'm plenty cool enough for this party.
Not sure how that's possible unless you stood in a meat locker for a few hours before walking over here.
Hey, oh.
Not how I pictured that being read. Darkstar extends his hand and Giovanni low fives it without even turning around.
What is that? Is that a bag of raisins? We asked for candy.
Raisins are the candy of the forest.
Who are you, my grandpa? Raisins are stink grapes that God left on the ground to die. What are you, some kind of vegetable lich?
Grapes are a fruit, you knuckle dragger.
Yeah, a fruit. Ipso facto, not a candy.
You're literally eating a candy apple right now!
Giovanni looks down at his candy apple.
So I am.
Oh my god, that was perfect. He begins waving it at Sylvie as though he's a wizard failing to cast a spell.
What are you doing?
You're a doctor, right? I thought if I waved this apple at you enough, you might go away. Bear Trap, Trixie, you two go inside and handle the party. Darkstar, sort this guy out. He can come in when he's got better candy, a better attitude, and a costume that doesn't look like a dog chewed up a piece of a jigsaw puzzle.
With pleasure, boss.
Giovanni ushers Trixie and Molly into the party, though Molly is hesitant to go. Sylvie begins seething with orange steam.
Oh, you want a costume? I'll give you a costume. There's a question mark there. I'll give you a costume. And if candy isn't good enough, then why don't we substitute?
Sylvie passes out, then explodes into Dr. Beefton.
Because that sounds gross. And if you think my fear of ghost minotaurs outweighs my fear of eating a raisin, then I'm afraid you're sadly mistaken. Put up your dukes!
We hear the sounds of Cyrus Rhodus battling himself to death outside. The battle fades away as we cut to interior party night. The old abandoned house is decked out with spooky cobwebs and glowy glow lights flashing orange, green, and purple. The secondary colors. Primary colors are not allowed at Halloween. Ramsey is singling and mingling in his pirate costume, having a pretty good time. Then he hears a languid voice from behind him.
Ahoy, poop dick.
The camera pans around to reveal Zora lounging on a rotted old couch.
Zora, what the hell are you doing here? Why would the kids invite you?
Oh, he didn't. I was squatting here in this abandoned house, rolling around in my filth when I decided to take a nap. And I woke up, and there was a party going on. Gave me one hell of a fright, let me tell you. For a second, I thought it was the peyote hadn't worn off yet, but...
You're not allowed to be here.
Sure I am. Squatter's rights, hombre. And if we're going by squatter's rules, I'm a land baron.
That's not what I mean. You're not wearing a costume.
Sure I am. I'm a cowboy.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is that's a costume, which means that normally you're not a real cowboy.
Zora grabs him by the collar.
What the flip did you just say to me?
Percy, help! Zora's bullying me!
What's going on here?
Percy enters. She walks in a bizarre, perfectly upright fashion so that she doesn't disturb her head boot. It looks less like she's walking and more like she's a static image being dragged across the screen.
It's Zora! Zora's back!
Who, me? What? Good sir, I'm not Zora Salazar. This is simply a Zora Salazar costume purchased from the Stora Salazar, where they sell costumes of pretty ladies.
The Pretty Ladies store. I'm familiar. The costume even includes the smell of tumbled weed and bodied odor. I must say, your outfit is a dead ringer. But I do hope you're not putting my friend through the ringer. Carry on.
She exits! What? The camera follows Percy. We hear Ramsey howling off screen. He's probably dead now. I don't know. Percy does not know how to act. Percy does not know how to act or what to do at a party, so she drags herself forwards in a straight line like a forklift until she comes to something she finds interesting. There is a person in a large, round mascot costume dressed as a bee. The bee person is nearly 7 feet tall. There is a large clearing around them, as though no one can get close. The bee seems to sense Percy, and it slowly pivots towards her, lifeless Google eyes turning like twin beams of a lighthouse to gaze upon her. Percy narrows her eyes.
I'd know that aura anywhere. Howard?
The bee person reaches up and grasps the edge of their mascot head. They twist it like an airlock and slowly remove it as though it is an astronaut helmet. Steam hisses out of the gaps and rises off of his body from his raw power.
Ursurella.
He looks her up and down. His eye fixates on the shoe on her head.
What are you supposed to be? The imperial system of measurement?
They both laugh simultaneously and mirthlessly.
Ha. Jape complete.
Jape accepted.
They shake hands once.
I never expected to see you here. In a party, of all places. Slacking off?
Huh. 2 japes in one conversation? This really must be a party. Not that I'd know. It's true. I don't normally partake in parties. But I heard tell this one's being held in a spooky abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Figured the place was condemned. Figured there was no way it'd be up to code. So I came on down to take a look. Turns out I was right. So I fixed it.
Why are you standing in the middle of the room like that? Is this a party action?
I'm listening. Listening to the sounds of people's weight on the floor, their movements against the wood, their heartbeats against the house. You hear that sound?
She listens.
I do not.
Exactly. Structural integrity.
I'm surprised you were able to procure a costume on such short notice.
I own several costumes of you social animals. When I'm feeling blue, I like to look at them. Imagine what it'd feel like to be more like them. Perfect. Today I'm dressed as the majestic bee. I refuse to roleplay as any critter with a weaker work ethic than my own. Thus, the bee, other acceptable eusocial critters include ant, wasp, very specific species of shrimp. Unacceptable eusocial critters due to the rules of the venue include naked mole rat, as you cannot be allowed in this venue while naked. Unacceptable due to personal reasons. termites.
Due to their penchant for destroying wood, I take it?
Nah, their job might be antithetical to ours, but I respect the niche. Nah, I hate termites. They're a bunch of anti-union strike-breaking scabs!
Percy and Howie both nod, seeming to understand something. They say nothing and stand in silence for 10 minutes. Suddenly, an explosion! The doors fly across the room and howdy morning, the bartender from Redwood Run bursts in. He is buck naked and wielding a shotgun. His unmentionables are censored by a pixel blur like a Sims character.
Yo! Happy Two-Loween, everybody! It's him! The guy we made the no-naked costumes rule for! Get him!
Ain't naked? These pixels aren't an editing trick! Actually look like this all the time due to government experiment! Come on, cat! Let's party!
And that's it. Woo!
That
was so much fun.
Oh my god.
God.
I feel like I just did acid.
Feel this.
I just love William's